Hello, Blade Riders. Welcome to another episode of Dread Skates. I have one question for you. If you had a time machine, would you go back in time and change one thing for the better? Or would you go to the future to see how they changed literally everything? Well, that's the question posed to Beyond Riders Gear with their latest lineup of armored shirts. Have they stuck to the past? Let's find out. Roll it. All right, so it was looking a little gray out there, so now we're back in the studio. Real quick, big shout out to Beyond Riders for sending these shirts over for me to review. As always, my thoughts and opinions on these products are my own. So with that out of the way, let's get into the features that both of these shirts share. Both shirts feature clasping chest pocket, as well as zippable underarm vents. Both feature left and right interior pocket and integrated lens wipes for your glasses or shades. Also clasping belt loops so you can secure the shirt to your pants to keep the shirt from riding up in the event of a crash. Both shirts can fit level 1 and level 2 CE pads. Also both feature forearm vents for additional circulation. They both have the same multi-ply Kevlar lining, and both shirts feature front and shoulder patches. And lastly, both shirts feature a distinctive low-profile look. So now that we've gone over all the features that make these shirts so similar, what makes the Ultra stand out? And I want to be very specific here that I'm not saying better, because better is very subjective based on your need. There might be some features in here that really don't appeal to you or aren't really worth the upgrade. I want to point those out just so you can make an informed decision. Starting off with the biggest difference, and that is that this shirt glows, or more specifically, it reflects. It has these big reflective panels on the front and sides and back that will reflect or fluoresce under direct light. Now, it is a little bit dimmer than other jackets I've seen like this, but we'll circle back to that. For now, all you need to know is that it is perfectly good in low light conditions. Now, next up, you're gonna have to kind of bear with me here because it's kind of hard to capture on film, but the Ultra does have improved ventilation. Specifically, there are side and under vents on the back panel of the reflective section. So generally temps are probably going to be a bit better on the Ultra compared to the flannel, even though both jackets do have these zip-up ventilations in the arms and armpits. Beyond has also addressed one of my biggest gripes with the OG flannel with the addition of hip pockets. While not an absolute necessity, they are a huge plus for riders in colder climes if you want to quickly warm up your hands at stops or keep things like your remote or phone easily accessible when you're transporting the board outside of riding. Ultra also features handy pull tabs on all the zippers, which are easily manipulatable while wearing full finger gloves, which is another one of those nice quality of life tweaks that we mentioned. And speaking of quality of life features, another cool one is the glasses holder that's integrated into the chest pocket. If you're left-handed, no problem. Both pockets have them. Or if you're just a Chad like yours truly and want to go full akimbo for that double-decker look. And outside of just holding your glasses or sunglasses, I've found personally that this makes a really good lapel mic holder, so kudos there for functionality. So let's talk about pricing real quick. The basic plain Jane blue flannel that I have retails for about $159 on Beyond's website, and that includes the level 1 pads. And the Ultra retails for about $259, and you do have the option to upgrade both the flannel and the Ultra to the level 2 pads for only $29 if you purchase it as a bundle initially. Otherwise, it's going to be $59 if you want to go back and purchase the level 2 pads as an optional upgrade separately. Hey, real quick, as always, if you made it this far, maybe think about subscribing and turning on notifications there, or just leaving a thumbs up or a little comment letting me know how you liked the video or how you didn't. Either way, every little bit helps. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so as always, with boards, with gear, with anything, nothing's perfect, and of course Beyond is no exception. So let's go over what I liked, and then we'll get into what I think could maybe use a bit of improvement here. The overall quality of these shirts is solid, with very few, if any, loose threading or bad stitching on the internal seams. My flannel in particular has actually held up remarkably well for almost 2 years of constant use, other than a little bit of fading after I washed it. The Ultra shirt does feel a little bit more premium. Also, having increased visibility panels on this shirt will be a huge plus for folks who are wanting more safety options. On from there, let's talk about protection. Both shirts, both the Ultra and the flannel, offer fantastic protection in a very low profile package. As noted, they can fit either the level 1 or the level 2 pads, with the Ultra of course being able to fit the chest armor. Honestly, for most riders, especially esk8 riders, I'm gonna say you are probably fine just getting like the basic flannel with like the level 1 pads. But if you're an EUC rider, performance scooter, or electric dirt bikes, Surons, whatever, you might think about opting for the Ultra with the level 2 chest protection, because in those scenarios, you're more likely to need it in the event of a crash. But this last one isn't really a feature so much as it is, I don't know, a vibe. But let's talk about style. It's nice to see how much variety Beyond is bringing to the table. Like, they have different colors, they have different styles, they now have hoodies, they have jackets, they have the low profile shirts, and just a huge range of price points. And it really can't be understated like how important that is to not only have protective gear available, but also having it in a form factor that people are actually going to want to wear. It's the same thing with helmets. Like, a lot of OG skaters or riders, they don't wear helmets because either A, it throws their balance off, or B, it looks kooky. These shirts, these are basically modeled after that OG kind of like valley skater look. And I mean, looking at the patches, looking at the overall design. So this is like the first thing that I actually feel like it's worth like wearing every day. And there's also a reason why you see so many esk8 YouTubers wearing these things. They just look cool, and that's something that honestly just can't be discounted. And if you go and pick one of these up for yourself, odds are they're gonna have something that's gonna fit your needs and taste. So let's talk about a few things that I think could use improvement. Hey folks, Editor Dread here. Been a while since we've talked. So this next section honestly got a little bit rambly, so I just want to kind of TLDR it. So there's not a lot of real big negatives about the jacket. Obviously the price is going to be a little high if you go with the Ultra, but there's really only 2 things that are kind of worth mentioning here if you're considering the Ultra specifically. And that's that it is fairly heavy. I think it actually does have additional Kevlar layers over the flannel. And then the level 2 pads with the added chest pads just add more weight in general. So come summer, I don't know if I'm still gonna be wearing this thing or if I switch back to the flannel. Honestly, it feels like if you want to have full coverage, you would want to get both the heavier jacket for winter and the lighter mesh shirt for summer, but that's just my thoughts. So the other thing to call out is the reflectivity on the Nebula specifically. Now, I don't know this 100%, but I would think that the lighter gray/white version of this jacket is probably going to be brighter, but because there is a darker base color on the Nebula colorway, the reflective properties of it feel slightly muted compared to other jackets. So if that is a concern of yours, it just means that I would consider it increased visibility, but not true high vis. I did reach out to Beyond about this, and they are looking into it and potentially looking at getting new suppliers to change out the material for a follow-up version. But that's about it. So with that, let's get back to the video. So should you get a Beyond Riders armored shirt for yourself? Yeah. Like, there's really no kind of hesitation there. The quality is good, they have great customer service, they're based in the US, and they ship relatively quickly. Even though this was coming from Pakistan, I think it was about a week end to end to get to my door. And they do have US-based stock, so don't expect that to always be the norm. I would say if you don't have any protection now and you're looking to upgrade and you want something that's really low profile and accessible and not super expensive, I think just the basic flannel at right under 200 bucks is just an absolute slam dunk in that department. I can tell you from personal experience that is a lot cheaper than an ER bill. But hey, that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And if you want to support the channel and pick up a shirt for yourself, I'll have a link down in the description there. And as always, till next time, Blade Riders, stay safe out there. Peace.